Good morning, friends. Pastor Kelly here with you for the Wednesday edition of Grace Thoughts. We've been talking about different garbage zones for the last 2 or 3 weeks here. The garbage zone of rejection, the garbage zone of significance and purpose. And today we want to get into garbage zone number 4, and that is the garbage zone of affirmation. Now, affirmation in itself isn't bad. In fact, God created us with this need inside of us. He put the desire to be affirmed, the desire for security and safety. All those things are a part of our creation package that God gave us when He breathed life into us. But when sin came into the human race, before sin came into the human race, we were getting these needs met from our relationship with God. Adam and Eve had daily fellowship with God, and so all the affirmation they had was flowing from God to them, and that need was satiated, that need was met. But then when sin came in and put a roof and put a ceiling on that relationship with God, here's Adam and Eve now. They kicked out of the garden, and they had a vertical walk with God, which met these needs of affirmation and the other human needs they had, and all of a sudden it went horizontal. Adam looked at Eve and said, wow, I need to get that affirmation from you. And Eve looked at Adam and says, well, I need to get that affirmation from you. And I'm sure to a point they were able to fulfill that need in each other, but it's also probably, I know, a definite limitation. So being in these bodies of sin and death, we're always looking horizontally to get this need of affirmation met. It makes us very vulnerable and opens up this whole area where the devil loves to attack God's children. We look for relationships, usually human relationships, to do it. And we'll use success, other means, but usually it's human relationships. And that's where the biggest attack comes from. And we'll marry somebody that affirms us. The problem is that they may not affirm us 5 years later and 10 years later and 15 years later and 20 years later like I want them to or I like them to. So then I go into manipulation, affirmation, and I do whatever I can do to get that person to affirm me, whatever that is. I can nag them, I can be extra affectionate to them, anything I can do to try to manipulate that person to give me something, watch me now, to give me something only God can give me. Now, a human can affirm us. We can have the best husband, wife, circle of friends. We have the best career, workmates, all those things that are speaking all these positive things into our life all the time. But it's rigged. The game is rigged. We only through Jesus Christ can we find our ultimate affirmation and acceptance and purpose. And so that's where the devil looks. He looks at our lives and he sees these affirmation junkies that are looking to get affirmed from anything. Could be ministry. We look for get affirmation from ministry. Could be serving other people. We serve other people so we can be affirmed by other people. The devil sees these things and he exploits them. He says, that Tim Kelly over there, he's an affirmation junkie. We can feed that. We can attack him there. He has this weakness there. I'm not saying I do. I'm going to use me as an example. And that's where, and so he'll focus on that one area of our life. Now we're going to talk about that a little bit. This is insatiable, like I said. It's what God put in us. But ultimately, Jesus Christ wants to be the one that affirms us and fulfills that need in us. More about this on Friday. Jesus, bless our words. Amen.